Good afternoon YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys 10 easy tricks that you can learn on your mountain bike this summer to show your mates up. Quite a few people have made videos similar to this in the past, however with summer just around the corner and plenty of time on the bike, this video is just to remind you guys of those tricks, and for those of you that don't know what the tricks are, I'm going to teach them to you. Let's go to the first trick. Trick number 1, the cardigan. This is a trick that the other year became my signature move somehow through doing videos with Sam Pilgrim. We was teaching this to people and it became the cardigan. Basically, you pick your bike up without your hands. The way you do this is, when your bike's laying down, you position your cranks. As you walk up to it, you put one foot on the pedal and push. With the other foot, you kick the seat and throw your weight upright. That will then bring the bike up in between your legs. You put your hands on and ride off into the sunset. You might be asking, why do I want to pick my bike up without my hands? Well, it looks cool, it's good fun, and it makes you a way better rider than your mates. Trick number 2 is the backhop, a move that originates from trials. However, it's really beneficial to have in your arsenal of tricks because it teaches you good balance, teaches you good bike control, and it's really fun and it looks really cool. To do the backhop, what you need to do, the most simple way is ride along, endo, rock onto your back wheel, and then you can hop. Once you get more comfortable with this, you'll be able to push on the cranks, which will help you move forward, and you'll be able to move side to side and spin around in circles. Trick number 3, and this is the one-handed wheelie around a pole. You need to be able to wheelie to do this trick, but once you have the wheelie mastered, this one will come quite easy. Basically, wheelie at something, take your hand off, grab it and keep pedaling. It'll just pull you around in a circle. Once you've done enough and shown your mates up, you can just wheelie off into the sunset. Trick number 4 is the track stand, the most basic and first trick I believe that anyone should learn on a bike. It teaches you good balance, good bike control, but it also leads on to way cooler variations. To do the track stand is simple, low risk as well, which is always quite nice. You just take your feet off the ground, stand up, turn your handlebars. I've got both my brakes locked and I'm keeping my shoulders square and just controlling the bike by tipping it side to side. If you feel like you need to move forward, you can always let the brakes off and then just control it like this as well. Quite a lot of you will be able to do it, so if you want to up your mates, there's a few variations you can learn, such as the one-handed track stand. That's always quite a nice one. You can do it one-legged like that, and then you can maybe add like a bit of a knack into it. Can you do it one-handed, one-footed? We're about to find out. Yes, like that. The track stand is a real basic move, so if you've got friends that can do that, which you most likely have, and you want to be better than them, you can turn your wheel, hold your rear brake, and then hold yourself up by steering your foot on the front wheel. This is quite a fun trick, requires some balance, and if they can still do that, you can up them again by spinning yourself in a circle. There we have it, full circle completed. And if they can still do that, then you can up them again by taking your hands off. This is a really good fun trick to learn. It's quite a challenge, especially with your hands off, and it leads to other tricks, teach you good bike control. There's not too much bad about it. I don't really know what I'm saying because I'm trying to balance. But let's move on to the next trick. Trick number 5, climbing stairs. This combines the track stand and the bunny hop. Again, quite a trialsy move, but it will show your mates up because when you come to some steps, they have to get off and walk up them, while you can stand the bike and just hop your way up. What you need to do is come to it, lift your front wheel on, pull the brakes, and then hop front wheel up, back wheel on the step below. Front wheel up, back wheel on the step below. It might take you some time to get used to it, you might clip your wheels, but just persist with it, and at the end of the day you're going to look way cooler than your mates who are struggling carrying their bikes up the steps. Unless your mates ride an e-bike, of course, when they can just do this up them. Trick number 6, and we're going to be looking at static tricks. Static tricks are basically tricks that you do in the air on a jump, just on the ground. All you need to do is roll along. I like to do it at a slow speed, you can go fast if you want. Jump your feet off the pedals and throw them either into a big no-footer, a no-footed can-can, or the most advanced variation, which is the Superman. They look quite crazy, they feel quite crazy, but I think they're really good fun to do. They are beneficial because if you wanted to try any of these tricks on a jump, it gives you a good feeling for what it's going to be like, but on the safety of being on the ground. The other thing it's good for is locating your pedals at high speed. So if you was on your jump bike and wanted to start trying tail whips, it gets those magnet feet working and draws your feet straight back to the pedals. Trick number 7, and it is the stoppie. It's old but gold, one of my personal favourites. When you and all your mates are cruising down the road or the track in the summer and they come to a sophisticated, sensible stop, you can come up behind them, show them how gnarly you are by popping a vertical stoppie and cruising past them. If your mates happen to be as bad boy and as extreme as you are, then you could try up them by taking your feet off. If they're still that gnarly, then you can start adding crank flips. If they can still do that, you can do double crank flips, triple crank flips, however many you want to do or that you can do. Let's move on to the next trick. Trick number 8, and we are going to learn the 180. This is quite an advanced trick to do it in a bunny hop, so we're going to build up to it by taking a few steps. The first of those being the skid 180. Pedal along quite fast on grass so you don't burn your tyres out. Lock that rear brake, twist those hips and turn. You've got to commit. You'll end up facing backwards. Roll backwards for a bit, turn around, pedal out. Once you've got that mastered, you can then do it in an endo. You might find the endo easier, so play around with them too. Same principle, ride along, not too quick this time. Pull the front brake, twist, look behind you. You'll land backwards and then turn yourself around. Once you've got that dialed, you're onto the hop 180, which is the mother of all 180s. Pedal along, medium sort of pace, bunny hop, both wheels together, twist your hips, land backwards, turn around. This will shut your mates down and you will be the hero. Trick number 9, you might have seen quite a lot of people, including your mates or riding buddies, doing this trick. That's pretty cool, but it's been around a long time. I'm going to show you guys a way that you can up them and make it even cooler and take this trick to the next level. See what I mean? That makes the old school trick even cooler than it already was. The static tricks that we learned earlier are going to come in really handy for pedal placement when you're jumping, landing with your legs crossed on the pedals. It will stop you shinning yourself. Other than that, you just need a lot of commitment and a lot of practice, then you can master this trick. Trick number 10, and this is one of my personal favourites, it is the 360 wheelie. It's actually quite difficult on long grass because as you try to pivot, the back wheel gets stuck and doesn't really spin, but you can make it work, you just need to kick harder. For this trick, all you need to do is have the wheelie dialed, cruise along at, I'd say, a slower pace, not really fast, nice and chilled. Lean back, put your foot down, stomp on the ground, spin the direction you want to go, holding the back brake. You'll then pivot round. When you start coming round straight again, pedal off and wheelie off into the distance. Some tips I have for you: if you stomp too hard, then you're going to over rotate and it means that you'll start going back the way that you came from. If you don't kick hard enough, then you'll just under rotate and won't complete a full 360. On that note, that is the end of the video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it and found it beneficial. I hope you've all learnt something. A lot of these tricks are inspired by other riders or in other videos. A few of them, me and Sam, I think may have made up the other year, but I just wanted to do a refresher video. Like I said, with summer coming around, they're good fun to do with your mates and you can show your mates up. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, leave some comments below. Thank you very much to all the other riders that I gained inspiration from for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.